state champion, Ben Adams, winner of the state title. Hundreds of matches are under these boys' belts. I've got to watch them ever since elementary school. I think I remember back in 6th grade, I don't know if Donny won a match. Now he was in the state championship. Donny was very, very disappointed Saturday. The most disappointed I've ever seen him. But I tried to bring him back into perspective. How many schools only took 2 wrestlers that state to bring home a second place finisher and a champion? It just doesn't happen that often. Everybody wants to be first. Donny wanted to be first as much as any of us. But when you go out on the mat, when you go out in any sport, any game, I don't care what the sport is, you compete, somebody's going to lose. We have to handle that graciously as well, and we grow from that. And Donny's going to grow from this. I guarantee you he's never going to forget that championship match. But he's going on to college. He's going on to Stevens Point. He's going to wrestle there. He's going to have matches that are going to far overshadow that state championship match. You know, and he's got Mr. Lane to talk to, competing at college and knowing that step up to that level. And we've got a lot of other examples of that. I want Donny to remember he's second at state. He's got a medal. He's got hundreds of wins for this school. I think he's got to be very close to the career pin record. He has been an outstanding wrestler, and not to ever take for granted that second place finish. There's thousands of wrestlers in this state that would love to finish second. So Donny, congratulations. I think for Ben, this is just a huge, huge accomplishment. Going into the state tournament, Ben had disappointment at the state tournament. Okay? He had been to the state tournament as a sophomore, didn't place last year, or 2 years ago, he got beat at the sectional. Very disappointing. Last year he made it back to state and lost right away. And this is his senior year, now it's it. And he's facing one of the toughest weight classes in the state tournament. He already knows he's going in at second place. The wrestler that's beat him twice there this year is not even the favored wrestler. The wrestler he has to take on in the semifinal from Coleman is ranked #1 in the state. That was the best match I've ever seen him wrestle. And he wrestled great in the championship. But I think he had to beat a better, complete wrestler, and it had to go 6 minutes. That was an outstanding match. But he could have probably just said, well, I got to the finals. But I told him outside, I said, I think the third time's going to be a charm. I said, I just have a feeling you're going to beat Hurlburt. And I think maybe the pressure on Hurlburt, whatever, but he didn't get the big move on Ben this time. Ben hung in there, and then he came on fire in the third period. He wrestled intelligent to tie that match, and I don't know how he felt in overtime, but he just did what he had to do. You saw the end up there, and what a great feeling. You know, knowing you've lost to that wrestler, and now he's the state champion. His name will be up there on that wrestling state championship thing that will never be taken away from him. He's going to remember that for the rest of his life. But it's a huge accomplishment. Ben will walk out of this school as the career wins leader at Bruce High School. No wrestler in the history of this school has won more matches than that young man. Great job, Ben. We all think we have challenges in life. We watched a boy from Mayfield, Washburn, go out and place 6th at the state tournament. Okay? When he comes out to wrestle, he's that high. He has no feet, he has no hands. He was born that way. If you get a chance in the next 2 years to watch that young man wrestle, then you can appreciate courage. You can appreciate setting goals and overcoming obstacles. But what life presented him, he didn't let it defeat him. I'd like to talk to him and ask him, what does he do at Mayfield High School? How does he do his work? How does he write? He walks on prosthetic legs when he's not wrestling. But otherwise, he walks on his knees. And if you heard me call any of his matches, he's quicker than a cat. He flips upside down and inside out and every which way. But he can wrestle, and he's extremely strong and a great kid. I know Mrs. Goodis got to talk to him a little bit. I just didn't get a chance to talk to him. But think of what we're dealt with in life. He should be an inspiration to everybody. If these 2 boys aren't inspiration enough, use somebody like that. But I know sometimes we can get kind of whining about being dealt tough things, but that's about as tough as it could get, I think. And look what he's accomplished. He's only a sophomore, so he's got 2 years to come back to that state tournament. I just hope I get to watch him. Thank you all for your support of these boys, for all of you that just have goals in mind in any sport you're in, or any skill or extracurricular you're in. That's a way to better yourself, to grow, to learn to accept defeat, and have the goal of being a state champion. Thank you very much. Great job, boys. You can make that the class.